Hey everyone, it's Elsie here. I'm back on the Felicity Jane blog today with a new layout, and this layout is quite Christmassy. Although actually in the end it kind of didn't turn out as Christmassy as it could have, but it is still pretty Christmassy. So yes, I am making a gingerbread house, as you do, out of paper. Yes, I know. Um, so yeah, as you can see here, I'm doing my usual thing, paper piecing, and drew my design on some tracing paper. It's a very bad drawing, very rough drawing, but you get the idea, and yeah, it just served as a great way, like a sort of template to make sure I get all like my proportions correct and things. Yes, so I am making the little roof to the gingerbread house just out of some cardstock, and I scalloped one edge with a scallop border punch and just stapling the pieces together, just because I knew I was going to put something in the middle, so you're not going to see the staple, so it was fine. So one thing I absolutely love about the Hello Christmas kit was that it came with like loads of sort of like fabric, like ribbon. Or is it? I guess it's kind of ribbon. It's kind of trim. Yeah, that pom pom trim that's on the roof right now is the softest thing ever. I was like, I can't get over how soft it is. Like I want a blanket just made out of that material. It would just be bliss. But yeah, that one didn't make it on there. It nearly did, but you'll see what trim I used, I think. So I'm playing around with the idea of adding a window in the middle, and I thought I'd use some of like the circle cut parts that you get in the paper packs, and in the kit. And then I decided that looked a bit too, I don't know, it looked a bit too odd. I don't know, it kind of looked like a, what are those clocks, the Tweety Bird clocks, you know what I mean. And so, yeah, ditch that idea, and you'll see what I do in a bit. So I'm making a door for my gingerbread house, and I just cut like a square piece of paper. I used that like blue wood grainy type paper. I think that was from the Oh Dear kit. And yeah, just rounded the corners using a corner rounder. And then I'm making some candy canes out of some stripy red paper. So I'm really sorry this bit is out of focus. I think I forgot to tap my phone to make sure it was focused. I'm getting better at making sure everything is focused, but yeah, sometimes I'm just in the groove of things and I forget. So I went with my original idea that was on the drawing I drew of the little like arch window, and now I'm just doing little rafter things. Are they called rafters? Like the not sliding doors, the kind of shuttered doors on windows. That's what I'm doing. So yeah, just adding those. I think they look really cute. And looking back now, it looks quite good with like that checkered, black and white check. Is it check or is it gingham or is it? I don't know. Anyway, whatever it is, I decided to go for the other side. Yeah, let's talk about the paper quickly. So I chose that amazing wood grain that was in the Hello Christmas kit, because that was the closest thing to brown that obviously was in the kit. And yeah, gingerbread is usually brown, but I didn't want it to be a gross brown, and also there wasn't like a cake textured paper in the kit, so the wood grain shall do. And you get the gist. I think it looks like a gingerbread house sort of. The gingerbread men I'm making a bit sort of help that gingerbread vibe I was going for. Anyway, I'm embossing. Kind of obsessed with embossing at the moment. That's one thing about like Felicity Jane is really great because each month you get an amazing stamp set. And because I've like been subscribed for a year now, I've got quite a collection of stamps and I absolutely love it. And also, don't be an idiot and not put a piece of paper underneath whatever you're embossing, because it will go everywhere and it will be difficult to clean up. Anyway, yes. So gingerbread houses usually have markings on them, like icing on them, if you're fancy. And can be bothered to do such work like that. So I kind of got a few stamp sets and just got some little like icons that they had on them, and just stamped that in white all over to get that like gingerbread-esque thing going on. So I did some stitching off camera, stitched around the gingerbread house, and then cut out some very simple plain gingerbread men shapes, and stitch around the candy canes. Also, as another word of advice, don't stitch in the dark, because if you look closely at the gingerbread men, one of the threads I used is slightly darker than the other half of the gingerbread man. The thread I use in that, does that make sense? No. Anyway, so like I used a light thread and then a dark thread on the same gingerbread man without realising, and I remember thinking to myself at the time, wow, Elsie, it's really amazing how well you're stitching in the dark. It gets dark really early here now, and then if you're just kind of sitting down, oh my god, I sound so lazy, but like sitting down and suddenly it just goes dark within like 10 minutes and I'm just like, I can't be bothered to like get up. So I just sit in the darkness. I had like Christmas tree lights on, so that's all right. Sorry, rambling, totally off topic. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I was so pleased with myself. In the Hello Christmas cut-aparts, there's like a little hot chocolate icon tab thing, and I cut out the hot chocolate mug and put it in the gingerbread man's hand, and it's so cute. Oh god, I died. I was just like, oh look at it, it's holding a gingerbread man. No, it's not holding a gingerbread man, it's holding a hot chocolate. I just thought that was adorable. And then we also got these like gingham bows, so I thought, well, I'm gonna add that onto the gingerbread man's head, aren't I? Classic me. So yeah, I also embossed the snowy hill, because I didn't really know how to make it look like snow, so I just added glitter basically. I used my holographic embossing powder for that, and that is my absolute favourite thing in the world, although that literally got everywhere. Like, I don't know how I'm so messy. I try and be not tidy, and then as soon as I try and be tidy, I become even more messy. It's like my brain is working against me all the time. Anyway, yes, so for the hill, I just used some white cardstock and then use kind of leafy images from different stamp sets. Again, they're all available in the shop. I think I just used like the Maggie stamp set, which had a couple of leaf things on it, and then the Oh Dear stamp set, which was November's kit, also had like a couple of leaf things on them, so they're really useful. And I decided to go for the leaf thing because then it will be kind of realistic in the sense that that's the ground. Oh, my logic is not the one. So I did some stitching. I wanted to have some string lights coming off the house because why not? So I just did some really messy stitching, machine stitching back and forth. I was going to do some more embossing and for the lights, but then I couldn't be bothered, if I'm being honest. I think I'd embossed enough, and it was everywhere, so I just decided that if I like the machine stitching, great. If I don't, I don't. And then I did. So I think that was very nice. Yeah, also what I did is that I used the Sue's Fish Happy Day stamp, cloud stamp, which I'm obsessed with, and did, like in my previous video, use the holographic embossing powder on that, and that was pretty darn great. I absolutely love the way these clouds look. I think I'm just going to use them on every single layer I ever make from now on. It just had the perfect bit of sparkle, and I'm partial to a sparkle. So yeah, moving on. Added some foam behind the hill and the house, just because I like the bit of shadow. Yeah, to me it just makes sense to my eye. So yeah. I also stamped in my Versacolor Camellia red ink, the 25, which is from the Hello Christmas stamp set, and I thought that would be cute as like a little signpost for like the house number 25, because Christmas and gingerbread and things. So yeah, it's just twee, isn't it? And cutesy, and I love it. I love stuff like this. So you're thinking, Elsie, where's your photo? Where's your photo? And fear not, because a photo I think would have looked kind of out of place on this layout. Like, I don't know, especially the photo I wanted to use, which is that photo of gingerbread that I took last Christmas, I think. And yeah, it just would have looked totally out of place, I think. So, okay, I stamped on a photo and it didn't smudge. I was whooping myself. I was, sorry, just needed to sort of a time out there to express my excitement for stamping properly. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, I think a photo would have just looked out of place. And I knew I also wanted to include the recipe I use for gingerbread. So I thought, I don't know how to incorporate this. And then I thought, I'll make a pocket thing, because we get all these like paper envelopes in the kits, and they're great so like you can stick them in your December albums or whatever, or they're really great for like hidden journaling. So there was also a card on one of the cut apart sheets in the Hello Christmas kit, that just said like holiday recipe or something, and it had like the lines to write a recipe down on. So that's what I did. And I just stuck the photo I wanted to use on the back of that, and added a label tab thing so it's easy to pull out, and then just stuck the envelope onto the back of the paper, and it worked really well. And yeah, I just like things like that, like, because people, if they look through your album, will just like pause and then they can like pull it out and sort of interact with it, rather than it just being a thing I think you kind of look at. And I actually wrote the gingerbread recipe like with my hand, with my handwriting. Obviously wrote it with my hand, I didn't write it with my nose or something. Although that's a fun challenge. I remember in the good old MSN days, who else remembers those days? And I used to do all these challenges with friends, like, oh, write your name with your left foot or something. The nose one is quite a funny one, if you ever want to type your name with a nose on a keyboard. I'm not talking about like a pen. Ugh, no. Okay, anyway. Moving on. Another tangent. So I should talk about the little signpost thing I've got going on. In some of the cut parts, there's like little food phrases and things. So one of them was like Christmas cookies, dinner, and what was the other one? Hot cocoa. So to me, that basically is my Christmas. Yeah, dinner, hot chocolate, and cookies. So I just kind of, we're a family of bakers. We have a ridiculous amount of baking books, and we bake all the time. So, yeah, it just kind of worked for our little holiday family traditions, I guess. And we do love a good Christmas bake in our house. So, yeah. And I switched the positions of the little gingerbread people. Um, and yeah, I made it look like they were kind of cuddling. Uh, because I just went adorable and it just look at them, they're like cuddling. I don't know, that just really pleases me. Just having my gingerbread people cuddling together because they've just gone and got hot chocolate as the little one's holding the hot chocolate, and now they're going into the gingerbread house to eat ginger. Oh no, they can't eat gingerbread. I'll make them cannibals. Okay. Okay. Oh dear. Yep, I went there. So um that's their house, guys. They're not gonna eat cookies. They're gonna eat non-gingerbread cookies, okay? Oh god. Have I made... Oh, no. Moving on. Cutting apart some flowers. Has a little accent thing because I could never have enough florals and things. I can't believe I just made a cannibal gingerbread. Oh god. Okay, that's fan fiction waiting to happen, isn't it? Okay. It's their home. It's not they're gonna eat gingerbread. Okay, moving on. Oh dear, just adding the finishing touches, and I haven't got a title yet, but oh, that was excellent timing. It was like I knew that was going to happen. Oh dear. Okay, 1 minute to go, guys. I'm using my Gen Alphabet stamp set, which is the best stamp set in the entire world. It's so lovely, and look how cute this title is going to be. I don't end up using it, but I kept it in because look at it, it's adorable. And yeah, it just looks really fancy. So the title is going to be Sweet Christmas, this layout, because Christmas for me is sweet, and yeah, sweets and gingerbread and Christmas and me. That is, yeah. Okay. I can't get over the cannibal gingerbread thing. Can't believe I did that. Anyway, so my voice went very high pitched there, and I'm gonna leave it on that note, I think. So yeah, I'll leave you with some close-ups, and I'll leave a link to the Felicity Jane blog down below. We can go read my post, and I have actually posted the gingerbread recipe on there, so if you want a sneaky gingerbread recipe, head on over. Oh, look at me, you get cannibal gingerbread and then gingerbread you can eat. So you're welcome, internet. I'm gonna go. Bye. Oh dear.